Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video, we have ourselves Shadowlands coming up in just a few hours. So, this is going to be my video to help you guys prepare and what you should get from the auction house when it comes to leveling. By no measure is this video going to be all about speed leveling through Shadowlands. In fact, I want all of you guys to enjoy it, as the first week of Shadowlands will not really have a lot of the end game content available. In fact, it's really designed for us to get our mains and even our ults up and running to max level. So in this video, we'll talk about some of the things you can do to increase your efficiency in leveling. If you want to use this video partially to get yourself a little bit extra value on the speed, you're more than welcome to, but this is mostly just to make sure that your leveling experience is smooth and some of the tips that I can give you guys in order to make the experience just a hair faster. So let's get into today's video. First things first, ignore the Warfront leveling potion. I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of YouTube videos out there that have said, buy this potion right now, a lot of experience. You all got gypped. Blizzard ended up making it so that the potion for leveling in Shadowlands will be disabled, so every one of those videos is 100% wrong. Skip out on the potion, instead buy some cosmetics, because there's a good chance you will not be really diving into war mode going into the next expansion. So might as well buy as many cosmetics as you can out of it with whatever currency you have saved up. Don't waste your time with this potion. Advice number 1. Travel lightly. We're going to be exploring the new expansion, getting a lot of quest rewards, and your bags are going to fill up very quickly. So right now is a good time to just get rid of some of the stuff you will never use. Gear from the previous expansion, from all those dungeons and raids, get rid of it. Get some extra gold instead. And you can use that gold to buy some consumables, which we'll be talking about later in the video. So if you're someone who's going to be doing professions or someone who's going to be questing a lot and you don't want to have to sift through your bags, then now is a good time to make sure you're coming in with as empty as bags as possible. I would suggest when it comes to figuring out what your character is going to be wearing when it comes to the next expansion, just wear the very best gear, the highest item level, the most amount of primary stats you can get. Most amount of agility, strength, and intellect is easiest choice. Then we have trinkets, and that's something you can actually make an important choice on. I like trinkets that just do raw damage, so someone like Drestigath is going to be great, and the AoE jar from Neolotha is also another good trinket choice. Wear the trinkets that you like, and wear the trinkets that you prefer. And I prefer trinkets that just do raw damage by themselves. I find them to be a lot more consistent, and sometimes they give you enough damage for the next expansion just to get through the mobs quicker. Tip number 2, create a shopping list. Consumables are going to help you be more efficient when it comes to questing and leveling. Some of the basic consumables that you may be able to get are going to be things like flasks, potions. They're not necessary, but they will help you out. So pick up your agility flasks, strength flasks, your intellect flasks, to make sure that you have the most amount of damage possible and the most amount of efficiency when it comes to going through the new content. But if you want some real sweaty items, I would recommend a couple of items that everybody's going to be running. For example, one being gun shoes. Gun shoes seems to be the better example of a speed leveling potion replacement, as a lot of the speed leveling potions we've used before are actually capped and you can't use them past level 50. So gun shoes will be something that's usable in beta, most likely will be usable when it comes to leveling through Shadowlands, and stocking up on gun shoes just to give you that extra movement speed might be a good idea. Goblin gliders are also very useful for obvious reasons. Being able to glide from a really high up area lets you maneuver to other places a lot quicker. Not everybody's a demon hunter, so being able to use glide from a high up area does give you this extra movement speed. Finally, if speed and optimization is your best friend, bear tartar is going to be the best food you can use. Have been usable on the beta and most likely should be usable when it comes to the release of Shadowlands itself. Every time you kill an enemy, you move quickly for a short amount of time, which lets you get from A to B or from mob to mob, and there's going to be plenty of things for you to merc down very quickly when you're out leveling in the brand new expansion. Tip number 3, let's get a little bit sweaty. Now, if you're someone who is trying to min-max the movement as any kind of character, there are a couple things you can do to cheese your experience a little bit in Shadowlands. Now, these methods aren't going to be 100% guarantee that these are going to speed up your experience, but depending how you use these items, it might. So, one of the biggest things that you're going to have advantage of if you're a mage is teleports. Now, when it comes to leveling through Shadowlands zones, you are going to be finishing zones and then going back to the main city of Oribos, which is going to be the new capital while we're in Shadowlands. When you finish the Bastion zones and you hit high enough level, when you take a look at some of the Shadowlands zones, Bastion starts at level 51 and ends at 53. Maldraxxus starts at level 53, so if you are almost done with Bastion, but you already dinked to level 53, technically you can move on to Maldraxxus, which is going to give you more quests and more experience. This is going to force you to go from Bastion back to Oribos to pick up the quest somewhere in Oribos, usually from Bolvar, and it'll send you off to Maldraxxus. So the fastest way for you, instead of having to use all the flight paths and then having to use the long flight path back to Oribos, there's a portal in Oribos. So if you can somehow find a way to get back to Orgrimmar, there will be a portal in Orgrimmar room as well as in Stormwind in the portal room to go back straight to Oribos. So instead of having to use the flight path from Bastion for a long time, like a 3 or 4 minute flight back, if you can teleport somehow to Orgrimmar, go to the portal room of Orgrimmar or Stormwind, port straight to Oribos, then you can begin your quest to go straight to Maldraxxus, can save you quite a bit of time and less traveling. There are a couple ways of doing it. Again, I said Mage is one way. Being a Valpera is another way because Valpera do have basically like a soft lock, Hearthstone-like thing. Being a Shaman gives you a second Hearthstone just for playing the class. But there's also another method if you are someone who has a guild and you have some sort of reputation in the guild. If you go to a guild vendor, you have these cloaks: Shroud of Cooperation, Wrap of Unity, and Cloak of Coordination. As of making this video, on the beta, those items have been usable. So you can use Cloak of Coordination to teleport you back to Orgrimmar, a 2-hour cooldown. And it should teleport you straight to Orgrimmar. Having these cloaks, or at least one of those cloaks, will give you an extra teleport back to your capital city. So you can go straight to the portal room. Now to test if right now it doesn't share a CD, and it looks like it doesn't, so you actually have all these 3 cloaks there, so you don't have to wait the 2-hour cooldown. Although by the time you're done with the zone, it actually will be pretty close to that 2-hour CD. But having these cloaks in your bags might be a really good idea, just to make sure you have a way to teleport back to the capital city. So you can go straight into the portal room right here that will take you straight to Oribos. Another question: should you be leveling with War Mode on? War Mode definitely can speed up the quest and experience. In fact, if you're running with War Mode, you don't really need to do a lot of side activities, even though I think you should try all the side quests and enjoy your zones, explore them. If you're someone who's just trying to get through the Shadowlands zones quickly, following the main story while with War Mode on will give you enough experience to not have to do a lot of the side activities, if not most of the side activities. But when you do enable War Mode, you are hostile with the opposite faction. With the change to Shadowlands, we are going to be all starting with the same zone. We're all first going to go to the Maw, then everybody's going to get funneled to Bastion, then everybody's going to get funneled to Maldraxxus, then all of us are still packed like sardines funneled to the Fae, and finally in the beautiful zone of Revendreth, all funneled all in the same place. So Alliance and Horde will be seeing a lot of one another. If War Mode ends up being one of those things that seems like it's going to ruin your experience, or if you turn it on and it seems like there's way too many Hordes around and you're an Alliance player, which maybe that'll happen, maybe it'll be the opposite, will be a lot more Alliance players and barely any Horde players, turn off War Mode and enjoy your time questing. Plus, if you have War Mode on and if you're getting killed all the time, that actually does slow down your experience gain if you're just getting murked left and right. So it actually might be faster to turn off War Mode, enjoy the expansion without any PvP hassle. And that's going to be everything I have so far for this video of some of the tips that I recommend to you guys in order to be more efficient when Shadowlands leveling. I am not making a speed leveling video. I really think you guys should take it as slow as you want to and enjoy these zones. The Shadowlands zones from Bastion, Maldraxxus, the Ardenweald, and Revendreth are all beautiful. There's so many cool aspects about them. I like the quests. It's all new. It's all exciting. And I really don't think you should just kind of blaze through it too quickly, especially with the first week of Shadowlands. There won't really be a lot to do for the end game content. So enjoy your time in Shadowlands. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in the Shadowlands.